To start a requisition, we will go to REQM, Requisition Maintenance. The first prompt will ask you to enter an existing requisition number, or you can enter A to add a new requisition. We will want to type A and select Enter. Colleague will let you know the next number will automatically be assigned. This is correct, so you will select Enter or OK for the next two messages. The next prompt you could see states that the current date falls in a future fiscal year. The reason you will see this message is because the previous fiscal year is still being utilized by the Finance Department for auditing purposes. Hit Enter or Yes to continue. We are now in the Requisition Maintenance screen and can start completing the required fields. The Requisition Date field will automatically populate to today's date. Please reference the Requisition Entry Process documentation found on KIN or the annual Have You Heard message regarding the requisition date when approaching the end of the fiscal year. Next, you will enter your K number in the Initiator field. Now you are ready to enter the vendor's ID. If this is known, go ahead and type it in here. If it is not known, you can search using this field. Start by typing in a keyword for that vendor and hit Enter. You will be provided with a list of all vendors associated with that keyword. Select the vendor file you want to use. Next, we will want to assign the approvers for this purchase. This is done by drilling into the approvers line. The AP/RV screen will open. On the right side, under Next Approvals, enter the K number of the first approver that should be assigned to this requisition. If you do not know the person's K number, enter ... in the Next Approvers field and hit Enter. Colleague will show you a list of all available approvers. You can alphabetize the list by clicking on the up and down arrows to the right of the approval name heading. You may now need to go through multiple pages to find the correct approver. When you do, you can double-click on their name. Now you will see their name has been added to the next approval list. Select Save and Update to return to the REQM screen. It is important to know the assigned approver does not receive notification from colleague when they have been added to the requisition. You and your approver will want to create your own process for notifying them when a requisition is ready for their approval. The next field to complete is AP type. There are only two different AP types to use, either BD for board pay or KCCK. Everyone other than KCCK will use BD in this field. Now we will move to the right side of the screen and drill into the Line Items field. RQIL will open. This screen will show a preview of each item being purchased. To add the first item, drill into Line 1. RQIM screen will open. The first field to complete on this screen will be the description. You can drill in for a larger working area. If this requisition is being used for a BPO, the first line of the description must be BPO expires in a 6-digit date, 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 2-digit year. The date used should be the last day of the fiscal year the BPO is intended to be used. This is the only way finance is going to know to create a BPO instead of a PO. After the date, you will need to enter a detailed description of what will be purchased. If the requisition is being used for a PO, no expiration date is needed, but you will need to enter a description. Once this is entered, you will save out of this screen. The next field to complete is the estimated price. For a PO, this will be the dollar amount of the individual item, even if multiple items are being purchased. For a BPO, you will enter the total estimated amount you plan to spend throughout that fiscal year. Under quantity, you will enter the number of items being ordered. For a BPO, this will always be 1. The extended price will show you the calculation of the price per unit multiplied by the number of units being ordered. We will now move down to the GL account number section. You can type in the full GL account without the dashes. When you click into the next percent field, it will automatically go to 100%. This can be changed if the purchase is being split between multiple different GL accounts. Colleague will ask you for a project ID if it is required for that account. Here is where that will appear. Project IDs are typically used for grants or construction projects. Once the GL is entered, you can save and update. You will notice we are taken back to a blank RQIM screen. This allows us to continue entering items for this requisition. When all line items have been entered, hit Cancel to leave the blank RQIM screen. Now that we are back to the RQIL screen, you can see a preview of all the descriptions for each item entered. If everything looks correct, hit Save and Update. We are now back to REQM. The last thing to do in this screen is to mark Yes next to the Requisition Done field. This will move the requisition on to the approver. If you are waiting on additional information, keep this field as No. Once it is marked Yes, you will no longer be able to adjust the requisition. When you save out, you will get a warning that approvals must be entered before the document will be flagged as approved. This is telling you that the requisition cannot be turned into a PO until all approvals have been completed. Click OK and Update. The last message will be the number assigned to this requisition. You are welcome to write this down for tracking purposes. When the approval process is complete, Finance will issue a unique PO or BPO number. This number will be emailed to the initiator. It can be provided to the vendor to be included on the invoice. Please remember all requisitions must have a detailed description and BPOs must state BPO expires and a 6-digit date on the first line. If you need to print a hard copy of the PO for the vendor, reference the requisition entry process found on KIN.